Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Juan Carlos Monsalve. We're going to play a new shoe of Baccarat, my favorite casino table game. Today is October 21st, 2023, and the time of the recording of this video is 11:13 a.m. If you like my videos or find them interesting, please give them a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share them with others. If you want to support my channel, you can do that by going to buymeacoffee.com /Juan Carlos Monsalve. You can find all the scorecards in my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask me in the comment section. I would like to know where you are located. Please, in the comment section as well, write the name of the city, state, or province, and country. Thank you and enjoy the game. I have in front of me the spreadsheet that I use where I collect the data of the game. We have here P equal 1 or blue, B equal -1 or red, and T equals 0 or yellow. We have here the total of hands, the number of bankers, the number of players, the number of ties. We will write down the first card or the barn card plus the additional cards that we barn. The name of the game is Baccarat. I entered the information vertically here for player, banker, and the winner we show here. And I keep track in 10 additional ways. When I enter the information vertically on the left, on the right side, the different scorecards are entered. It will populate automatically from 2 through 11. Every 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 11. When I'm entering the information, when I'm playing, I'm not gonna stop as much on the to see the scorecards, but we will take a quick look at the end of the shoe to see we identify some patterns there. Um, so right now we're gonna start. I have in my right side here the shoe that is already. So I use an 8 deck shoe that is already shuffled, and I have the discard tray right next to it. So the first card is a number two, two of clubs. So I burn two more cards for a total of three. I enter the number here, two, and the initial clubs here. Okay, first hand, player, banker, player, banker. I have one for player and banker five. I need to get a third card for player, and I have a number seven. So this is a seven player and banker. I have a five, and I have to get a third card since we got a seven third card for player. So the third card for banker is a nine, so it reduces to four. So 7-4 first hand. Player won this hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, player, banker. I have a natural nine player, banker seven. So that this is another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now I have a six player and a natural nine banker. That was a banker hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 8 player and 6 banker. It was another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 4 for player and banker. We have 1. I need to get a third card for both of them. Player gets a 0, so the 4 remains. And banker that has a 1 and a 3, that makes it a 4. So 4 banker. So this one was a tie hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now I have a natural 9 banker. So 4 player, natural 9 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 player and 1 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 1 for player and the third card is a 7. So the player goes to 8. 1 plus 7, 8. And the 5 banker, because I have a 7, I need to get a third card for banker. And the third card is a 0. So banker remains 5. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have on the banker side the 7 and it stands, and for player that I have a 0, I need to get a third card, and I have another 0. So 0 player and banker 7. That's another banker hand. Um, and we look at here, total of hands number, total of hands 9, bankers 3, players 5, and 1 tie. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a player 5, the third card is another 5 for a total of 0. 5 plus 5, 10, that makes it 0. And banker has 0, the third card is a 7, so this is another banker hand. And as we see, it was the same score as before, 0-7. 2 bankers in a row, 0-7. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. So we have 4 player and 1 banker. We need a third card for both of them. The 4 for player goes to 9 with this 5 that I just got for player. And the third card, the banker, is a 0, so banker remains at 1. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, banker. That is a 7 player, and banker is a natural 8. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural A player and three banker. Next hand, player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural nine player and one banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a three player and zero banker. We need a third card for both of them. This three goes down to two player and banker. The third card is a seven, so banker is seven. So that was a banker hand. Next card, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now it's a natural eight player and banker has a zero. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have five player and one banker. So this player goes to nine and banker gets a zero, so it remains at one. So nine player, one banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a seven player and it stands. And banker gets a third card. And the third card is a zero, so it remains at three. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a four for player and a nine, that's three. And banker is a five. We only hit the five if we get anything from four to seven because we get a nine. We don't get any more cards for banker, so yeah, banker is a five. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural nine player and natural eight banker. So this is a banker hand, excuse me, player hand, 9-8. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural 8 player, so this is a 2 player and banker 8. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 7 in his hands and banker gets a third card. The third card is a 4 for a total of 5 banker. We look at on the top here, we have 22, total of 22 hands, 8 bankers, 13 players, 1 time. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. The third card for player is a 2, and banker gets a third card and it gets a 2 as well for a total of 3. So the total is 2 player, 3 banker. Next hand, first card player, First card banker, second card player, banker. I have 10 and 10, so 0, 0. Need a third card for both of them. Player remains at 0, and banker remains 0 as well. So 0 player, 0 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now player has a natural 9, banker has a 5. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 7 player and natural 9 banker. We have 26 hand, 10 bankers, 14 players, 2 ties. First card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 banker, 3 player and natural 9 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 1 and 3. The third card for banker is a 3, so total 4 player and the 3 banker. Third card is another 3 for a total of 6. So that was a banker hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 player and 5 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 7 player and his hand, and banker has a 4 and 0. It remains at 4, so 7, 4. That was a player hand. Next card player, banker, player, banker. We have 2 player and 4 banker. We have a third card for player and it's a 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5 player. And we have a 4. And if we get anything from 2 to 7, we get a third card for banker. We get a third card since we have a 3. So we have a 0. So banker remains 4. So 5, 4. That was another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 8 player, excuse me, natural 8 banker, and player is a 5. 5 player, natural 8 banker. On the scorecard, every 6, we have a nice banker row there. Let's see if this banker remains or gets another one there. We have 6 player on his stance and banker 7. So 6 player and 7 banker. That is a nice 6 bankers in a row on row number 3 of every 6 hands. Every 6 the columns of every 6 or rows of every 6. First card player, second card player. Now a second card banker. We have a 4 player and 3 banker. We get a third card for player. So this player gets to 8, and we need a third card for banker, and we have a 0. So the 3 banker remains. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a banker 7 on his stance, and player the third card is a 0. So 2, 7. Two players, seven banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural eight player and five banker. Okay, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Six player in stance, six banker in stance. This is another tie, 6-6. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have zero player and three banker. The third card for player is a nine, so the player gets nine and banker. We need to get a third card for banker, and he gets nine plus three is two. So that was a player hand. 9-2. The next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a nine player and nine player and six banker. That was another player hand. We have total of 39 hands, 15 players, 15 bankers, 21 players, and 3 dice. Next hand, first card player, banker, player. I need a third card for player, and it's a number 5. So um, we have 4 plus 5 is 9 for player, and we get the third card for banker, and the third card is a 1, so it makes it a 4. So 9-4, that was another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Have a 6 player in stance, and the third card for banker is a 9. So this one is a banker hand, 6 player, 9 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. So 3 player and 1 banker. We need a third card for both of them. The player goes up to 5, and the banker gets a 0, so remains at 1. 5-1. That was a player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural 9 player, and banker we have 1. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 7 player, and banker we have 5. We need a third card for banker. We have we have a 1, so it goes to 6. So that's another player hand, 7-6. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 6 players in stance, and we have a 3 on the banker side, plus other 3. That's a total of 6. So this is a tie hand, 6-6. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 3 and 0. 3 players, 0. Banker, we need a third card for both of them. So this 3 goes to 1 on the player side, and the third card for banker is a 0, so he remains at 0. 1-0 player on this hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We need a third card for player and banker. Uh, we have player 0, and the third card for banker is a 6. So player 0 plus 5 is still 5, and the banker 6. So that was a banker hand. Next, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have the third card for player is a 7. That's 0. Stay 7. And banker we have a 5. If we get a 5, we need to get a third card. If we get anything from 4 to 7, we get a 7. So the third card is a 4. So banker goes to 9. 5 plus 4, 9. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. The third card for player is 3. So player goes to 5, and the 6 only hits if we get 6 or 7. We get a 3, so no more card for banker. It remains at 6, and this is a banker hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 0 player and natural 8 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 2 player and 1 banker. Um, we have player goes to 4. 2 plus 2, 4, and banker gets the third card, and the third card is a 7 for a total of 8. So for 8, this is a banker hand. We have 5 bankers in a row. We have total of 51 hands, 21 bankers, 26 players. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 5, 1. We need a third card for both of them. The 5 remains at 5 on the player side, and bank remains at 1 since we get another 0. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 1 player, 5 banker, and 1 plus 4. That's going to be a total of 5 for player and banker. We have 5. If we get 4 to 7, we get another the third card for banker. And the third card for banker is a 7, so it reduces that 5 to 2. So that was another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. That's a natural 8 banker. So 1 player, natural 8 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. That's another natural 8 player. So 2 player, natural 8 banker. So 2 player, natural 8 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. That's another natural 9 banker. So 2 player, natural 9 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, Okay, on this video, I lost the second part of the video. I have to record 30 minutes of video, and then the second part was in hand number 56. But the second part didn't record, or I lost it. So because I completed the shoe, I'm gonna go over the numbers that I got. Uh, Hand number 56 was two player, nine banker. Hand 57 was two player, zero banker. 58 hand 58 was seven player, five banker. 59 is two player, seven banker. 68 player, zero banker. Uh, Hand number 51, nine player, eight banker. Hand 62, one player, two banker. Hand 63, six player, zero banker. Hand 64, nine player, six banker. Hand 65, zero player, six banker. Hand 66, zero player, five banker. Hand 67, six player, seven banker. Hand 68, one player, nine banker. Hand 69, five player, nine banker. Hand 70, seven zero, seven player, zero banker. 71, two player, nine banker. 72, seven player, seven banker. 73, one player, one banker. 74, seven player, nine banker. 75, one player, one banker. 76, four player, nine banker. 77, seven player, zero banker. And last hand 78, five player, six banker. This was a total of 78 hands, 35 bankers, 36 players, and 7 dice. In regards to the different scorecards, you like every 11, 1 to 11, we write down automatically. It populates on the right side of the screen. We go down the column up to 11 rows, and then continue with second row the same thing. So we see here on this nine row five players in a row. Here on row number 10 we have three bankers, one player, and three more bankers. Three bankers here on the first row. Every 10 we have here three players here, three bankers here, three bankers here as well. In every nine we have here five players, and we have six bankers in a row here in row number five. And we see this row number seven, we have eight players in a row. That was a nice streak here. Five players here and five players here, and six bankers here, four bankers here in this row. So we have every eight, we have five players here. Um, every seven, we have six bankers here. Three players, four players here. Every six, we have four players. We have seven players here, seven players in a row. More to the right, we have here five bankers, and here we have six bankers in a row. Every five, we have four players here, three players here, three bankers, four players. Every four, we have five players here, four bankers here, and every three, To the left, we have one player here, one tie, and then five more players. We have five bankers here in a row. We have here seven bankers in a row. On every two, we have here five players in a row. And to the left here, we have uh, seven players in a row. Okay, four bankers in a row here, three bankers in a row here. Okay, there's the different ways that you can write down the games, but still, you can. We have many ways that you can write down the shoes to identify some patterns and help you identify your best strategy to play, and also your money management according to what you see here. And you can compare those scorecards. I have all the scorecards available in my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. You can visit my website. You can watch the other videos, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.